Welcome to the After Codes podcast.
Subscribe now!
Welcome back, guys. Teo's gonna play a short piece for us. Go ahead.
Michael has come to an end. After Codes season finale. Michael.
What's up, Teo?
Michael. Carlo Doerrenberg.
It has come to an end.
After podcast.
Bro can't even say the name of our podcast.
After podcast.
It's been a good year.
One episode per year.
Why is Michael so fucking tall?
Okay, I think that's a beautiful song, Teo. And thank you very much. That's beautiful. Hey
Welcome
guys,
everyone.
to the last episode of the After Coast podcast from your three beautiful hosts, Michael, Teo, and Carlo. Hey guys, how are you doing?
We're good. I'm good. I be stressful, but about to be through and then excited for a new chapter.
Yeah, sacrificing our finals, guys, just for this final episode today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're getting an IB24 just for you guys. So you need to listen to this, actually.
so worth it.
Okay, so what do we have prepared for today, guys? We'll just ask some random questions, I guess.
Yeah, we have nothing.
So you can know us better. So
Yeah,
we're the
we-
guests
we-
now. I'm
we-
sorry.
We have nothing prepared, but we thought it would be a good idea to have a last episode of this first season, just the three of us, to give a bit more insight, for the future generations.
On who started this
on who
incredible
started
idea?
this, thing. We really hope we're in the process of passing this down, and we hope the following generations can
Continue.
continue better than we did.
Yeah.
Which is not asking for much because we.
Yeah, we set the bar really low. and then we hope they speak more English than us. Hopefully.
That would be quite cool if they're a bit like intellectual.
Yeah.
We're
Got
gonna
some
try
more
our best.
words out there,
Yeah, so not like us. Okay, so I think we can start with the question. I have a really good question to set it off with. So, what were your first impressions of each other? Like, what did you think of me, Teo, and think of Carlo? And then you can answer the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, I think I remember my first interaction with each one of you.
Really?
I
Okay.
think-
Wow.
Okay, now I'm curious. I don't
I
remember.
so Carl, I remember I think first time I spoke to you was in the sports hall before we went on a hiking thing. We went on a hiking. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Was it the first year camp?
Yeah, I was some some stuff,
it was
something
the-
like
I
that.
remember. It was the hike where we drove the car
Yeah.
somewhere and then we hiked back to school.
No, what? No. It was before that. It was before we left. We were in the same group or something. Yeah, I didn't make much of it. We were not close whatsoever.
What was the first week?
I was quite shy. He was so white, bro. I was like these
Bro, says you.
white people, man. I was like, nah. It's not my demographic here.
Bro, when he comes from Argentina, but
No.
his whole
Dude,
lineage is from Europe.
Argentina is pretty much as diverse as you can get. Okay, we all know that. So yeah, I think that was my first interaction with him, and then I remember Michael. We were walking. I think we were walking to Marcos, and
Okay.
I mean, guess my first thing. The first thing I said to you, basically, was, "Dude, why are you so tall?"
Of course.
Yeah. What did I don't know, man. I don't know. I think we didn't know each other in depth. So.
Yeah. I don't think we talked that much until second year, low-key, when we started the podcast, or end of second term,
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I
when
feel
the
like-
ideas
yeah.
came flowing in.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I was a bit of a late starter to the podcast. I mean, Michael and Teo had the idea, and then I feel like Teo once pitched it. I was like, yeah, man, let me join. Hop on that train.
Shout out to Io again.
And yeah, I mean, I remember my first interaction with Teo. We were talking about it. We were always brainstorming about ideas, and then Michael, I obviously knew as well. But I would say too, we weren't that close in first year.
Yeah.
And it's also it's difficult. I feel like for first years to be close to first years in the first year because you have all those second years that you surround yourself with. And then once we got into first year camp and those kind of things, as soon as second year left, we got a lot closer now on the podcast. We got pretty close as well. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, but that's a lesson for people listening.
For first years listening.
You will meet people like throughout the way
Yeah.
that you don't expect. I
Yeah,
think.
it's true.
And I think that's quite valuable. So yeah, keeping an open mind and like trying to interact with people that you may not interact with is quite key.
Like, why the fuck would you speak to Teo? Then it was a good idea.
Thank you,
so
Michael.
I can't.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I wouldn't have it any other way. No, but for me, I don't actually remember my first interactions with any of you. Low-key, like my memory is so bad. Yeah, so that's, but low-key, you were just a little German boy, Carlo, for me. I know that much because like you're the most German guy I've ever known, except for Luis, of course. But like,
Except for what?
Except for Luis, but like you can't be that guy. Until you were just Harold's roommate, like really, you were really quiet.
Well,
and shy,
I remember saying, how can you be so chill as Teo, man? He was always so chill.
Like I thought you were on drugs.
Yeah,
That's just racially motivated, man.
No, it's like I thought you gave off that kind of vibe.
Yeah, South American.
No, okay, shut the fuck
No,
up.
why are you flying, dude? Why are you
Because you were
flying
so
right now?
chill. Like people aren't as chill usually.
yeah. No, well, maybe like another question that we can ask each other is, I mean, we all did the podcast now, and I feel like what's your takeaway? Because I remember like we walked back from podcasts together, all three of us, and we were always like a bit like, I'm not like a bit mind blown. I remember especially after like we did the podcast with Nahid or with
Robin.
with Robin, we were all pretty like mind blown kind of. So like, what are your main takeaways?
No, because I was going into it, I was a bit scared that we're doing something new and like you have to talk for an hour straight, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, usually the guests do all of the talking, but you know what I mean. And I don't know, I'm just glad we tried out something new, and that was worth it. And like, it really is interesting how valuable some of the conversations can be, even though you thought you kind of knew the person, but you only knew them kind of like surface level.
Yeah, the storytelling is very special.
Yeah, and it's always interesting when you can get deep about someone's life, because like especially when it's adults who already lived a couple of years.
Yeah, and have done interesting things.
Yeah, you get to know interesting stuff, and I think it's very valuable to because like basically condense 50 years into an hour. Yeah, which is a very valuable thing.
It didn't work with Rob, for example.
He
just had too much to go.
Yeah,
on.
we could have talked for at least 2 more hours. But
I think like I agree with what you said, Michael. Also, I think it's harder than it looks like.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to speak for an hour straight. Like you can be yapping for an hour, but then making something interesting out of that, it's harder than.
And actually ask some valuable questions. It's
because you also have to react real quickly. Like if you talk and then there's a break, you have to be like. You have to be like really fast in what you say next, so that's always. And
you also have to prepare in advance. I don't know if you can tell that we sometimes prepare in advance for the guests, but we also have to do that.
I don't know. It was like a learning experience, I think, for us. Like we tried our best, kind of, but like
I mean, we came a long way from the first episode.
Yeah. I mean, it all started off in the music studio. I mean, we're still in the music department. I mean, we're again in the music department, but the first time around we were with Moha, and we didn't think.
Everyone was late except for me. Everyone was late except for me.
That's not the point, Carlo. But the point is that we were like with backs to each other because we're so dumb, because we didn't think we could be like opposite of each other, so we had to keep turning around, and the audio was shit. And then Moha was yapping on. It was so funny.
Yeah. But that's why I think the cool thing. I mean, it's something that can be easily done, but for some reason, like it stopped being done in this place. Having a podcast and like recording people's like conversations. So our wish is that people can keep up with that and like whatever way they wanted to, but like keep it up for following. Because imagine like if right now we could listen to a 40-minute episode of like alumni from like 2003.
Yeah,
that would be
crazy.
so cool, man.
There's a lot of
and
potential.
someone who's doing something cool right now, and like you see where they came from. That would be really cool.
Yeah,
and I think. There's so many conversations that happen in this place, but so many of them kind of get lost, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
and
which would be worth saving.
yeah, like it's kind of ironic because this episode is only the three of us, but I think our goal was to like, listen to other people rather than like speak ourselves. If that makes sense.
100%.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of cool how you said, Teo, already, and Carlo, that we came a long way, and that first we did that with Moha, and then we started this setup here, which we can post down below. Like, we're opposite to each other, and then we upgraded to the music studio thanks to Luis and Bamdad, which we're very thankful to, who helped us record. And I think we just learned along the way and asked better questions every time, and I think that's pretty cool. Like, it shows you how you can get better over time with just practice.
Structured as well.
Yeah, like
the first 9 questions and then another question. Like got way more structured the podcast itself.
You just have to keep trying over and over again, and then it works out.
Cool. So let's move on from that because I don't think people want to listen to that for an hour. Yeah. So what's the plan, boys? What's happening? Where is each one of you going?
I can kick off. I'm yet unsure, really. Like,
how have you still not decided, Carl?
I mean, like, I still kind of have time. Like, in German university, like, I've applied to university now. I'm having my interview on graduate in Split with a test. So Michael, we might be in the room, helping me out there. You know what I'm saying? Of course. For the math questions. No, but I've applied to good German university.
Okay, so only Germany?
Yeah, for now only Germany. Because personally, I didn't want to do you guys. We don't want to stay in the UK.
Yeah, no, definitely not. 2 years was enough.
Yeah, that's not for me. I love the UK, but not for long. And then America was always. I can't drink. I feel like it's very down because you're very limited in a young age. But I love in America. I don't think that I was ready for that maybe yet.
So what do you mean, bro? It's where it's at, dude. The US.
Yeah,
shut up, Teo.
But like, I would like to go like for master more. I don't know, like that for master that like pinches me a lot more. So I would say in Europe, or either do a gap year. I still undecided. So if I do a gap year, then I had this idea of either working for a charity or and helping out in Cape Town with a mountain bike race. I would really like to, because I've already previously had a bit of a startup, and where I want to take money, like I want to sell my shares and invest in a new thing, which I'm really passionate about, which is cycling. And I want to help build up a new gravel race, and that would be really cool. So I don't know yet. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe uni, maybe gap year. We shall see. But if I do something in my gap year, definitely do something. I'll visit Michael and Teo as well. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
I mean, with Michael and Bocconi, I'm down, man. I'm down. Crack the UAV 10s on the season. Sorted.
In Milan. That'd be funny. So for me, I have already decided I'm going to uni in Milan, University of Bocconi, and
congrats.
Yeah. Thank you. And hopefully I'm going to have a good time there. I don't know what's coming for me. Teo says I'm going to turn into a fashion diva.
Fashion.
Michael is going to be a fashion diva in Milan. Mark my words. Michael is the side quest man, so this guy has done every side quest possible. What's the next side quest? I mean,
walking to 24 hours through Milan, or
what's the next?
What have you learned from doing so many side quests?
So many side quests that you just need to keep trying.
Daddy Longleg here, he like walked for like 24 hours straight.
Bro, side quests are just like the ultimate way of like upgrading yourself. That's what I found out. Yeah, because you just do random shit. To
get out of the comfort zone.
Yeah, you get out of the comfort zone and always learn something new. And I don't know. My next side quest is
marathon.
No. My brain's lacking.
It's too early for Michael.
Yeah, it's too early for me. It's 9:41. I would still be dead asleep by now. No,
But what have you?
I applied to work for this edtech startup in Slovakia, and I got the position for a marketing intern. I'm really looking forward to working with the boys there, because they're guys who won Forbes 30 under 30. They're 19 and 20.
Wow.
And I'm really looking to learn something from them. So I'm
when
really
do you start that?
To do that. I'm start on when I get back from grad trip.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
So I'm really looking to learn something from that.
No, that's really cool. Like that must be such a cool experience. And I think like if we look forward into time, I think from 30 years now, I think if we ever come together in a trio like this, we'll do with another cool idea. Would be funny.
Yeah.
I mean, you're working now on this. I feel like it's very cool. To learn. And how would the marketing position work, or like
I don't
How
know.
did
Yeah,
you
I didn't.
apply?
I didn't get many of the details. I'm supposed to have the call sometime this week, so I can
Wow.
tell you when I know.
And is it like then that you so like how many like because you just came out of school, so like
Yeah,
did
because
you-
I already have some prior experiences. Because me and my
Yeah.
friends worked with a couple clients before, so I already
Yeah.
have some marketing
Okay,
experience
yeah.
for me. Like, so I could have I proved myself that I can do something.
yeah.
Okay, Teo, and what about you? What are you gonna do next year?
I'm going to Middlebury.
Vermont, L.
Bro.
Oh, congrats, bro! You really deserve
Congrats, man.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, if we don't die before that, we don't die in Budapest or something. But yeah, I'm excited. I don't know. I wanna. Part of me wants to study. Well, I signed up for politics and economics, but you don't know, man. You don't know. We'll see.
What could you switch to? What can you imagine?
Like architecture or something.
Okay.
Okay, that's
interesting.
cool.
But I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes, guys.
Fair
And yeah, I want to enjoy time at home as well. You know, it's good for you.
Yeah.
It's good for your mental health.
When are you gonna be home, even, bro?
I'm gonna be home for 2 months.
Yeah, and then you're never gonna return again.
Argentina is where it's at, guys.
Yeah, I can.
If you're in Argentina, just let me know.
Yeah, and
I'll let you know,
and
bro.
you're probably not gonna be there because you're gonna be in
But,
Vermont.
but I know people. But I know people. Basically, like I get.
I know people.
Yeah,
Okay.
down in the ghetto, as we call it.
Okay.
But yeah, moving on now.
I have a good question. That's an interesting one. To what extent do you think the house you're in affected your AC experience and who you are as a person right now? Like, do you think you'd be a completely different place if you would be in KH or in Whitaker?
Definitely affects your experience. You can make
100%.
like analogy, or I don't know if it's an analogy, but
Okay, say.
you can make something out of it. You know, in the sense that it represents life in general.
Wow, okay.
Isn't that deep?
No,
Think
but
about
What do you
definitely the house you're in has an effect on you.
yeah, your environment. You're a product of your environment.
Yeah. Oh.
Except for Michael. His environment is a
I
product
shape
of
my environment. The environment is the product of me.
No,
No,
I mean definitely.
yeah.
I mean, physically, you cannot do though. Like, given your size, you do mold your environment more than others.
I
Like,
think so.
think
it's
about
not
it.
wrong.
Yeah.
But like I feel like I don't know if I'm in Bess and I'm very happy to be in Bess and I'm very like I feel like every house like everyone like gets a house allocated and I feel like somehow that person fits into that house.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's
really
weird, but like it comes
it
from, it
makes,
somehow
always
it's,
makes sense.
it
yeah.
always makes sense why that person would be in that house.
Yeah.
And it
I think
always
it's also
fits.
kind of a cognitive bias because
Yeah,
we
it's
think of,
definitely a cognitive
yeah,
bias.
but
man.
like, it's
Anyone can
funny,
be in any
yeah.
house if you think about
yeah,
it.
that's true. Like if you like,
But like you see that person there and you can't imagine them
Yeah.
anywhere else. Like
yeah, but the thing is, like, I think that if you were from the start in any other house and you wouldn't know what it's like to be in your current house, then
Yeah.
you would still be happy there. Of
yeah,
course.
probably. Yeah. For us, like it seems like everyone fits
Like
into
there-
every
yeah,
house.
Like there's not many people that
No.
transfer.
No,
or
but I feel-
houses.
Yeah, no, but if you no, that's true. But if you look at like the communities the houses have, and I think that's the really special thing, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's what makes the house special.
Is there anything you guys would have wanted to do but you didn't do while here?
Oh.
Studying harder for math and biology. That's definitely one of the things.
What I wish I had done is probably go on the hike in the like like Welsh
Yeah.
Wilderness.
like the Welsh wilderness, because I never seen like the mountains, and they seem really cool here.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
So I
What
wish
about-
I wish I'd done that.
What about
That's-
foraging, man?
Brother,
No, but I'm
I
still.
think you've done enough of that for me.
No, listen. So, I don't know. I feel like it's cool. Like I've been getting these.
These ideas
do
in
what?
your head.
No, I've been getting.
To do foraging,
Foraging.
in the forest.
It's basically going to like forest and like
Picking mushrooms.
picking vegetation.
Ask WD, he'll take you.
We actually spoken about it, but I did find I find these mushrooms the other day. Turns out they're like poisonous though.
Oh yeah,
Right.
what a surprise!
I don't know. I think it's no. Wales is a beautiful. I think I really appreciated the time here and the landscape and the.
Yeah, that's actually the only thing I haven't done that I wish I had. I did everything else, and like, Because I'm just angry at myself because there were so many opportunities to go places and
Yeah, but you can't like it always like I don't know. It's always hard to take every opportunity that comes along, I guess. But I mean, we still have some time left, so well, never mind. We have 2 weeks left, less than 2 weeks.
Well, I don't think we can go on the hike.
So, boys, if I feel like every three of us should answer the question. If you would be like the president, chancellor, president, Mr.
Yeah.
President of your country right now, what would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah, Michael, Teo, and then I can answer myself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think as much, as power seems very, like, it seems very, like, very
You're
good.
talking like a politician. You're avoiding the question.
Even though power seems like a very nice thing to have, in many ways, I feel like you end up being a victim of that position. If you're the president or
Well, if you wanna
prime
change something in the
minister.
country, the best position to be in is probably that position. So
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
the question, what would you change?
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, number one, I'm not educated enough to like give the answer, bro. I don't know that because there's
but-
like a priority of things that you have
yeah, okay,
probably
but there's
to
some
do.
like
Yeah, there's
pressing
some-
issue
yeah, you
that
can
you
come
know you could like you would fix
There's
right
many
now.
pressing issues in Argentina. Like,
Okay, say
like,
one.
say
Say
one.
one.
I think
Make Lionel Messi stay forever in the national team? I don't know.
I don't know, man. But I've spoken about it when Ryan asked us in the episode. I think, like, in many cases, I think this kind of school kind of teaches you that so many things happen because of people's own like individual. Michael just farted, man. People's like I don't know how much politics can do. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, so
Yeah, but that's just giving up on politics, and that's a bad thing.
yeah,
That's-
because
that-
what do you have if you don't
there's
have
this
politics?
there's this saying that like
okay,
people,
I would get rid of so many taxes, dude. Like
Yeah, here we go. That's an answer to the question.
taxes are solid to an extent. They're valid. Okay, I'm not saying they're not,
Yeah.
but there's also like clearly it is shown when you get to like you pass the threshold, no one's paying taxes anymore, and that's Argentina. That's the perfect example, bro. So many like fucking taxes, but like so much part like such a big part of the economy is informal,
capital
bro.
gains tax free.
Bro, yeah, no, for real. Like I would, yeah, but I mean at the same time, I'm not like
You're the biggest capitalist.
I'm not the biggest capitalist out there, man. I'm not. I'm just realistic in some ways,
Yeah, you're realistic.
Um,
No. But there's this
but
one.
I think education, not for
Fuck you.
no, bro. let me explain now. I'm inspired. I'm
Okay.
inspired. I think education is so key, dude. And
That's true.
because you see it in many developing countries. Because I mean, you two come from like really like privileged backgrounds in some way, and I think I don't know. You see many like developing
Bro, I
countries.
come from a post-Soviet country. What do you mean?
Michael, how many
from the trenches, bro. Nah, but I think you see the
Only
impact.
30 years of independence. Only 30
That's
years
crazy,
of
bro. That's crazy. You see the impact that education has in developing economies, because it like you end up rearranging
Of
the
course it is
mindset
important.
of the younger generations,
Yeah.
which then are in control of things.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
like I mean, that can also be like impact them in a bad way. I mean, as you said, I come from a privileged background country. I mean, Germany has been very fortunate to be very wealthy. But I mean, if you look at that, like now in the long run, I feel like that Germany's gonna lose all of its wealth because the younger generation is just lazy as fuck and doesn't want to work. And have no targets because we're like right now Germany's doing fine. But
Yeah.
if you look at it, we have many issues. Like if you would ask me the question, I would definitely do a few things. And in Germany, I mean, cannabis has been legalized recently, and I said
Is
that.
it an L?
To me, firstly, like I feel like the way it got legalized is an L because I feel like there has
Is
to
it
be.
like
there
the
has to be-
Netherlands or is
No,
it
you can buy weed everywhere. It's like in the Netherlands, but you can have more only in the Netherlands, and
Mm.
it's still unregulated how you can drive, or how much you can drive and that kind of stuff.
So
I mean,
so they legalized it, but they didn't regulate it
exactly,
properly,
which
so
is
it's a
completely
mess.
which is
Yeah.
stupid. But like I feel like it's what is more ridiculous, and what you see now with that is more like what makes me really frustrated is that how can it be more important to legalize cannabis than to solve an energy security crisis?
Yeah.
Like,
that is
and I
crazy.
mean, this is not stupid, but Germany is in an energy security crisis.
Yeah.
We're dependent on other countries to give us energy. Countries such as Belgium, France, and I think the Netherlands. and we're dependent on Qatar gas, which we fly in, super sustainable. Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous, and I don't understand how that's more important. So if I would be right now chancellor, I would definitely try to focus on energy security and make how do you call it, like the Atomkraft?
Yeah, like atomic reactors.
Atomic reactions. Yeah, I mean like energy.
Nuclear plants.
Like nuclear plants. Yeah, I mean that's for me very like futuristic, and I think that is also the future if you can control that and make that better than it already is. And Germany had I think 12 in total in Germany, very high amount, or 21 or 21 I think, and we shut them all down.
Yeah.
So now if something happens, we don't have anything.
Yeah.
A good book to read, Blackout by Mark Ellsberg. It describes what happens to a country when there's no more energy.
Yeah, I mean, I know jack shit about Germany and energy crisis and that,
Yeah.
but I do think, I mean, it's maybe unrelated, like legalizing weed and the energy security crisis.
It's related in some way, because how can it be more important to put all your political?
But
I think like politicians just focus on quick wins that you can just put out there, like
exactly.
you have weed now, like like celebrate this
exactly,
instead of it's just shifting focus for their own
personal good.
Yeah.
Which is completely bullshit.
On that note, boys, do you think psychoactive drugs should be legalized?
Sorry, what for drugs?
I mean, like in a controlled manner, like when it's done in hospitals and shit like that, like in America. I think that's okay, but I don't think it should be like around freely.
I also think that like if we talk about drugs, you have to like, it's such a broad term, and if you talk about drugs, then alcohol for many people comes immediately into the picture as a drug. And then there's always this comparison, weed is better than alcohol or worse than alcohol. And like we can have that discussion now endlessly. But at the end of the day, I think what's more important is that both are a drug and both are not good for you.
Yeah, and they should be treated similarly.
And that's the end of the story for me, and both are not good for you. And it doesn't matter, like, if people say, like, if alcohol is 18, then weed should be 18. I think that's the wrong way of putting it. I think what should be most important is to not legalize those things. More important is to educate those people who consume them and want to consume them on the negative effects that they can have on you. I think that's more important than not thinking about legalizing them to like solve the problem, because I don't really think legalizing alcohol has solved the problem, or legalizing weed will also not solve the problem. It certainly also like won't solve like crime issues or things like that. I think those will just go up more because other drugs will come more into vision.
Yeah.
Because of weed being legalized, and I mean, as we're children, we always want that what we can have. So once you put a drug legalized, there's gonna be another drug that reaches over. Of alcohol, you could see alcohol got legalized and we got more popular. Now weed got legalized. What's gonna be the next drug? Technically, it's gonna be worse for you.
Yeah.
And I mean, like the cartels or whoever produced the drugs won't stop producing weed, or like will just disappear. They will just do something else. So
I don't know. I find it very interesting because so many times like substance abuse, like you relate it to like the amount of resources those people have in a way. But then, like, you end up seeing, like, I don't know, I've seen here in the UK, or, like, speaking to people from other places, how it's, like, part of the human condition to an extent. Like, you see people
to use drugs.
Nah, dude, okay, but, like, okay, I learned, like, in Norway, right? Like, people, like, a month before having exams or something, they get drunk every day. Like, they buy these buses. I mean, it has a name for it, I don't know. But like in Norway, right? Like literally, like biggest social, like safety net. Like there's like no sort of those type of problems, you know.
Yeah.
Great stability, whatnot. But then like people still choose to get
fucked
every day, bro, for like a month.
Yeah.
Or like few weeks. And
that's
I
nice.
mean, we're about to do the same.
Yeah, but they do it before exams.
Yeah,
which
that's
is kind
true.
of-
Yeah.
But I mean, not even that. Like, I don't know. Bro, do you see in the UK like the
No, it's a big issue.
or like, but not even alcohol, just in general, dude. Like, stop buying babes, bro.
Yeah, no,
But
I totally
why are
agree.
people
No, I
getting
totally agree.
babes,
But
bro?
like,
What?
I
Like,
like
that's your revolution.
No.
and its consequences.
And it's fucking consequences. Dude.
Yeah, no, but like that's the issue. Like, I feel like you say like, you know, vapes are bad, and I totally agree. But like the issue is not like that. I feel like that there's always education on vapes and why they are bad, but it's never in the right way. Like, I don't know if I don't know, like in Germany we obviously had the Holocaust and like all those horrible things that
Mhm.
like we did. And what happens is I don't know, maybe we have to cut this later. but what happens is like in my German school, we get taught about that kind of history obviously, and then what always happens is someone comes in who experienced the Holocaust and tells us about that. And I've never heard like such a tragic story, and that made me very aware. And I feel like what you can always do if like people don't get it or something like that is to really bring someone in who's experienced the negative effects of vaping or like something like that. I mean, people of vaping, like I've seen videos, like in my old school was a big thing, and people vaped from like very young age. And then the headmaster once decided to bring someone in who would speak through their lungs.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have a voice anymore
Yeah.
because you could hear their voice in like being hollow, kind of.
Yeah.
And I
What if it was fake? What if it was
Bother.
just someone acting?
it wasn't fake, but everyone in that room man swallowed a bit because he said he started smoking at our age, and a lot of people afterwards stopped vaping because it was so like.
It was so scary.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like that guy can't even speak and speaking for his lungs. So I think like education somehow is, it's not a PowerPoint. It's more like this is what happens when it goes wrong. Don't make it go that far.
Yeah. But I feel like in a lot of cases, just like the human nature prevents you from making rational decisions in that way, because you just say you just tell yourself like, oh, this happened to this guy, but that definitely couldn't happen to me because I'm young now. I could never, that kind of thing. And in that way, I feel like we're very irrational, which just hurts us.
How would you do that?
That's true. That's a good point. And I think everyone.
I don't know. That's what the whole world is trying to figure out, how to treat the human condition. Because that's just that's the source of all conflict in this world and all the bad stuff primarily, but also the very nice stuff.
Yeah,
So
it's true.
To just like going back to monkey life, bro.
oh, monkey life. I would fuck with that.
I think that's not. I just whenever I'm like.
Bro, okay, I have to tell you about yesterday.
Oh,
Yesterday I had the biggest like monkey moment of my life. I went to the gym first thing in the morning.
6 o'clock or how?
No, Jesus Christ, it was 1.
Like
okay.
12.
It was
It was that's not the morning. That's the afternoon, brother.
The first thing after I woke up, okay?
Yeah.
And then from there, I went straight on the coastal path, walked to Landwit, had a nice lunch there alone. I was just there, staring at the sun. And the sun was actually very beautiful.
Yeah,
the
it
weather
was.
was
You were enjoying
incredible.
yourself there on top lawn.
Yeah, and then I met Osman, and we walked back.
Shout out Osman,
yeah, shout out Osman,
Turkish
a
boy.
Turkish warrior. And on the coastal path again, we were basking in the sun, and then we just lay on Carlo Medas there. We lay on Palace Field with our shirts off, and we're just like tanning, and it was a fucking
oiled up and everything.
everything off. We're actually fully naked. No, but like.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, and that's why I want monkey life. That's what I want every day to be like.
Yeah, 100%. That's so vibes.
That was incredible.
But I've realized that as well, man. I was talking to Sebedi, and Sebedi's I really hope he comes as a guest on some point in this podcast. But yeah, this guy, like, he of course has a different life from like a normal average human, but still, like, I think I have various conversations about just monkey life and how important it is. Like, and it's hard to achieve, bro.
Yeah, because like the society doesn't want you to. No, it does. We're set up in a way in which it's not really that possible anymore, because there's all these evil societal structures and companies.
No, but I mean, like,
corporations.
If you think about it, like, we can't have those moments anymore because
we're so busy. We're just
but
busy,
I mean, that busyness comes from stress and like from somehow living up to some kind of standard or expectation.
Exactly.
Because if you look at it, when our parents did their like graduation, but the grades, fuck all. Like, they didn't matter as much as they do now, and that's somehow bad and somehow good, I guess. But I mean, you see a lot of people just focusing on that and losing sight of other things in life, like those monkey moments.
That's true.
And like those moments that really matter because you're so focused on other things that you lose sight why you are really like here, to enjoy. And I mean, you have to work hard. That's true, and I totally agree with that. But you also have to enjoy life, and I think due to that like whole society push over, like, you know, you need a 45 IB, otherwise you're nothing, or something like that. That's all bullshit, and I think you have to enjoy it in life. Doesn't mean you have to finish off with a 22 IB, but you should always try your best. But yeah, I think if you try your best, that's always good enough.
Yeah, but it feels like these days, like everyone just grows up way sooner. Like they're like 15-year-old entrepreneurs who make, you know,
millions,
who make
ridiculous.
millions.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like people.
But I mean, those cases happen
I
so
know
rarely.
they're so rare. But like, there's this, you know, just a societal pressure on people to
be good and be better.
and just be better from as early as possible, and which kind of, as you said, prevents having these kind of monkey moments and just doing what we were made to do, and not, you know, not stare at our phones every day and just, you know, be bent over our laptops and just grind, you know.
It's just late stage capitalism, man.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful in many ways, don't get me wrong.
Are you telling me it's gonna fail soon and we're gonna transfer over to socialism?
Socialism?
To socialist,
Yeah, Michael,
to socialist
you're getting
paradise?
I mean, I'm down to say this once, but yeah, honestly, because I mean, I lived in Singapore for quite a bit, and that was a police state.
Yeah.
And
what do they call it? A social state capitalism.
It was, but it was very effective.
Yeah, it is very effective.
And it worked pretty well. If you look at Singapore, the country's doing well. They have great people there. Like, how Singapore functions is amazing, to be honest. And I feel like a lot of European countries, especially Germany, like, I can put myself out there, can learn a lot from Singapore.
Yeah.
Because they're so efficient, everything works so well. Like, there's not a train late. It just doesn't exist. You know?
I feel like what's to their advantage is also that it's
smaller.
such a small country that you can do it. You know, like, it's very much. It would be much harder to do it at scale.
Yeah, that's true. But I think
like,
it's also about the mentality that you
course.
give to people. And I think that's also different. I think that also I'm a big fan. We had that in Germany once, that we had military service, or you could do like a year in a primary school and a year as in a hospital, after school, like a gap year. But you do something in your gap year, you know, you do something meaningful. And I think those things would be really helpful, because it gets your mind off like being, I don't know, successful, being what millionaire, whatever you aspire, and gets you. And that gets you down to the important things in life. Yeah. And that's being there for others, and being there for others that has been there before you.
Yeah.
And I think that is really important. That gets lost in sight. So that Singapore, for example, has that you work a year, or you go to the military, you work in a hospital, whatever, but you work for the country, you serve the country, and you serve the people of the country. And I think that is that could be helpful in our society, because it gets your mind off things.
Yeah, you know what's really interesting about Singapore? I learned that they have this like scheme in which I think you get like a benefit, or like an incentive, financial incentive, to house the elderly closer to the families. Yeah. And that has shown to like
many people in Singapore live with their grandparents.
Yeah, and
like
they that increases the life expectancy
of
by
the grandparents
so much.
Yeah, you learn a lot more.
Yeah, being like, it's so important when you get old to be around people.
Yeah, and it keeps your motivation up. And in Singapore, it's true, people live with their grandparents. Like in Germany, that I don't know how it was with you guys. That was never a thing for me. When I moved to Singapore, everyone lived with their grandparents. Yeah, and it's kind of nice.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's nice, because when my parents get older, I want to take care of them too. You know, I don't want them to go like, I don't know. For me, I would think about if they really have to go like to like a house for elderly, you know.
That's shown to be like so bad
really
for
if that's
your
really
health.
Fun. And I don't know, I would rather have them, you know, if they don't want to come to me, fair enough. but then live in your own house for as long as possible. Yeah. And I don't want them to live somewhere else. I want them to live with me if it has to, over my siblings, you know. But those things I think really work, and I don't know, it's a good thing.
Okay. I have another good question. I think. What's the most important lesson you learned from the school? Kind of cliche, but like I think this is what this podcast is about.
No, I have a good one.
Okay.
I feel like, I don't know, when I reflect on myself, when I came here, I was very I was nervous, like everyone, you know, and I was very nervous, to be honest, because I went to UBC in Singapore, and I didn't know what this one's going to be like. And I came from a very different school in many, many ways. And then when I came here, I was somewhat confident that and I feel like that's not bad. But as Robin said, you have to be confident, and you You don't have to be
Competent.
you have to be competent and not overconfident.
Yeah.
And I feel like at the beginning I didn't quite have that. So I had a very interesting moment that I remember until this day. Actually, it's very crazy. I still remember this, but this was one of the shaping moments in AC when I sat in geography class and we were having a discussion, and I said something which I now think was stupid and I regret, to be honest, because we were talking about famous people and how they had an influence on people. And then I said, and we were talking about Barack Obama, and I think, and I said, behind every man there's a great woman, which then I got a lot of hate for, obviously, because it was wrong of me to say that somehow, because then Sabine made a counter argument. Shout out Sabine. Why does the woman have to be behind the man? And now that's true, and it made me realize how short my vision was and how small-minded I was at the beginning of AC. Not having thought about that, why does, like, it was such a valid question, why does the woman have to be behind the man, not in front of it? But I made a pretty good counter argument in saying that, Michelle Obama is now, but it doesn't matter. But that was one of the shaping moments that I had, and which made me realize that really, really early on in AC, how short-minded I was, and how small-minded I was, and how much, I think that has changed now. That was my shaping moment, one of my shaping, many shaping moments. But that was my first one, I think, where I really fell flat on the face, and I had to wake back up again.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's good. I think, many things, but I think for me it was maybe like realizing the importance of putting in effort. Which sounds like I'm lazy as fuck, but I like how everything takes effort, and that starts with the most, like the smallest things, like literally being nice with people, which sounds super like just irrelevant, obvious, but I think it takes in effort, and it has such a big impact, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think when I went home for the breaks, that's what shocked me the most. It was seeing maybe how here, how much in many things people put so much effort into these ideas they had, and then maybe I was speaking to my friends back home, and then there was a certain ambition, but I think to the same extent, and of course I understand that also comes from a place of privilege, that mindset, because you do in some places like this, for example, get a larger set of opportunities that you might not get somewhere else, back home. But still, I think it all starts somewhere, and sometimes putting in that effort, and sometimes doing things that just we take for granted, but doing it with a bigger whatever you say, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what
I don't speak English, but you know what I mean, you know? And
I think I have a similar one in that basically anytime you just need to take advantage of the opportunities that come your way.
100%.
And even if you don't want to do something, for example, this is a very simple one, but for example, you're tired and you don't want to go out with your friends, do it. Always do it, because at the end of the day, if you don't have nothing more important to do, of course, studying, but if you just want to rot in your bed, that's just complete bullshit. Just go out there and always take care of opportunities, because those are the memories that will make you, and
those memories will stay for a lifetime, because memories.
Exactly. But also this also applies to a professional context, maybe, that if you're supposed to meet go somewhere and meet new people, that you don't know what will come. You never know what will come from it when you meet new people. And I think AC has exactly taught me that when you just meet, that it's worth it meeting new people and learning their stories.
And I think it's always important going there where you don't want to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's always where you develop kind of the most, I guess.
Yeah,
because out of the comfort zone, and if you really don't want to go somewhere, you should go right now. You know what I mean?
That's exactly. If you know you don't want to go, you should go automatically.
You should go, and that's, I think, really something you learn in AC. I know I didn't want to go like to. So at the beginning, you're always like a bit scared. I think like and nervous to do something because at the beginning like we didn't like. Teo knows it and I know it and Michael knows it. But, like we didn't speak good English. I mean like I felt like my English was good, but like it wasn't as good as it's now.
Yeah.
And like that limits you. But now when you speak English, you should do everything you can.
Yeah.
Take every opportunity because I think I said this is my birthday as well. Memories. I think that's one thing that combines every single one of us. The memories of each other, and those memories you can only make if you do those things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Because the best memories come off those things. The best memories come if it's hard. The best memories come if it's like it's if it's like going somewhere late at night where you don't want to really go because you want to go right to bed. But those are the memories that stick for you over a lifetime. Doing something when we don't want to do, but like those are the things that like stick. I mean, like I like we had guests where I said I don't want to do this, but you guys said let's do it, and I said, well, that was great podcast, you know, and like those are the things that matter, the memories. I think those are like for sure, like the memories stick with you for a lifetime, and that's what everyone like combines on the memories.
Yes. Why were you looking at the BoJack Horseman memes?
I was looking up a BoJack Horseman quote, but I couldn't find it. In relation to what you said, I think this place being a sandbox, because that's essentially what this place at least is meant to be, gives you insight into how it looks like when people maybe put like the extra effort into doing something.
Very true.
And that is not the case always, but I think
you see so much grind here and
yeah,
so much
and
like,
that
dedication.
100%, and that mindset is what like we're supposed to.
You get addicted to the mindset here. It's like I don't know, like in other places, I feel like the mindset matters here so much.
Yeah, but I mean, it also like you have to acknowledge it's a certain like privilege we have of like we did this podcast thing, but because we have the tools to do it.
And
in
because
this
we have Michael to do it.
and we have Michael, long leg Michael.
Yeah, long way, Michael.
Yeah.
But and so yeah, we do have the you know you need the resources, and when you have them, then you have an advantage. But at the same time, it does start from like an idea, because you can also have the resources and not do anything with it.
True, but like I feel like a lot of people do use those resources here.
Yeah.
So maybe one question for us, and before we end, where do you see yourself in 10 years, Michael?
Wow, in 10 years?
So then you're 28.
It's 28.
30, I don't mind, whatever you want to choose. But like 10, 12 years, where do you see yourselves? Where are you in life? In what city do you live? What job do you have? That's sort of Michael and Teo.
This could go many ways, but I would hopefully I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll be straight up, but I know I want to do something that I'm gonna enjoy a lot doing, and I'm gonna be very good. And I'm gonna be very good at, because I put the 10 years into developing that skill.
Yeah.
I know I want to do that, and I'll most likely be living in Europe somewhere. I don't think I'm gonna be home by then yet. Yeah. Or America. I know this is a very vague answer, but I really don't. It's really complicated questions. I feel like
it's very
at this age, because you still don't know. You know, I think as soon as you get out of uni, I think you can answer this question better. But
it's interesting to hear now, and then in 5 years you look back, and what you said now will be pretty interesting.
Yeah, because uni, I think, shapes the outcome so much.
100%. Like it depends on like, okay, I'll go and like I'll study law, but it's like I don't really want to study law, and then like you complete twist 360 degrees.
Yeah, exactly. And who you will meet and everything. Yeah, and who will inspire you.
Yeah, I mean the woman's obviously, like if you love a woman, you probably move there. Yeah.
I don't know where I'm gonna be specifically. We'll see, but hopefully I'm happy and enjoying life. I want to do something meaningful. I mean, that sounds repetitive, but you know, whatever that is, you know, I want to find it fulfilling, and I also want to try new things, like especially in uni and stuff. I feel like these 2 years I have tried new things, but I could have been better than that. I could have done better in doing that. So I think, and yeah, because I think there's a lot of like.
Are you gonna do a school podcast? I think I'm gonna do a school podcast.
You're gonna do school podcast?
Yeah. Podcast.
I don't know. There's probably one already. Like it's not gonna be a new thing, but I wanna like do something that is valuable to me. Like I remember that's what my mind was before coming here, doing anything, whatever that is, and working on it, because that's what's important. And I don't know, maybe working. I always say, tell Carmen, shout out Carmen, that I want to work in Homeland Security.
How can you work in Homeland Security if you're from Argentina?
Because you're a double agent.
Oh, okay.
But then again, if I'm gonna work in Homeland Security, I don't know if I can tell you that I'm gonna work in Homeland Security.
Yeah.
So if 10 years from now, I told you that I'm working in some like security job. Maybe I'm working for the
Maybe
CIA.
it's for the U.S. government.
Maybe I'm planning a coup d'etat in like Nicaragua. So no, hopefully not. Hopefully not. But
Yeah. And what about you, Carlo?
I mean, for me, it's somewhat easy. I don't think I'll be in Europe. I think I'll be somewhere else. I said this before. I really love Asia. I really enjoyed my years in Singapore. Let's see. I think you have to. I think for me, it's very clear. I want to move there where opportunities are to make my dream a reality, and that's Asia or probably the Middle East, because that's where opportunities get shaped nowadays. Because that's where the money is to make everything happen that you want to make happen, pretty much.
It's true.
There's no limit.
I mean, China's pretty cool. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I mean, I've been to China multiple times, and I love China. It's really cool. It's interesting. It's central hub, and it's very technology-wise. Yeah, but
I found this cool guy. His name is Daniel Dallin. I don't know if you know him. It's he's like an entrepreneur who vlogs a lot, and he has really cool videos. Like he lives in Hong Kong.
yeah, Hong Kong is a
And like he speaks Chinese because he like grew up there.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Like this
he
was
was really cool because he shows you like what impact you can have if you basically connect, because he basically connects the West with the East, which is a
Yeah.
very cool position to be at.
No, absolutely, and
Yeah.
that's one thing I told Orion, shout out Orion, a lot of times, that speaking Chinese is such an advantage.
Orion speaks Mandarin.
He speaks fluent.
yeah.
How?
Like native.
He lives
He
there.
lived
Oh, wow, that's
But yeah,
really
yeah,
cool.
I think like those things, many people, I feel like view Asia a bit like, or the Middle East like scary,
Yeah.
and don't identify themselves with it.
Yeah.
But that's exactly where like I feel like our market gap comes in.
Yeah.
because,
Exactly.
Not many people want to do
Yeah.
the
There's
connection there.
opportunities.
I mean,
yeah.
If you ask now people who want to live in China, not many people would say yes. I can promise you that. And if you ask people how many people want to live in London right now, a lot more people would say yes. In London, you do the same things as other people. But if you do something in China as a Western, as a foreigner,
Yeah.
you do it by yourself, pretty much. And I think those things, yeah. And I think that's for me where I kind of want to be. I want to be there where other people are not. I want to meet people that are not like me. And Asia, Middle East is, I think, the place to go. So I hopefully see myself there in 10 years. Another goal I have is, which I recently discovered, is I live a bit like by goals, something I want to achieve.
Mhm.
I had the goal that by my 20th birthday, I wanted to have a part of a company that I've established myself, which I've already fulfilled, luckily. But my next goal to hit 30 is I want to have an NGO. Like that's one of my big goals. I want to help other people. So NGO somewhere in working somewhere in I don't know, Middle East or China is where I see myself
That's cool.
in 10 years. That'd be ideal. I would love to
Okay.
be there.
Did you find the quote?
I did not find the quote. I've been looking for the
Okay.
fucking BoJack Horseman quote.
So last question to close it off, as you may be expecting what it is. What is your guys' definition of success? I can start off because I think I have a very simple line. I think it's doing things that are meaningful and having fun while doing them with people who will help you and support you on the way.
Very nice.
That was good. For me, I think definition of success is, I think, first of all, having a family behind you that's family that supports you and a circle that supports you. I think that's the definition of success for me. And being happy in life. Being happy, I think, is underrated. So I feel like being happy in life and doing what you love, that is success.
Okay, Teo, and what's your thing that we had to wait like 10 minutes for?
My take on the definition of success is a quote from BoJack Horseman. that
Yeah, because
says-
he doesn't have his own definition.
Yeah.
You suck.
It's from BoJack Horseman, dude. In the great grand scheme of things, we're just tiny specks that will one day be forgotten. So it doesn't matter what we did in the past or how we will be remembered. The only thing that matters is right now. This moment, this one spectacular moment we're sharing together.
That's
BoJack Horseman season 3 episode 11.
That's
But
very poetic. What
that's
does that
my-
mean?
that is my-
interpret it.
That's my definition of success, dude.
Interpret it.
The universe is infinite. the universe is happening inside of you right now. You're the universe.
Okay.
Everyone is.
Interesting.
It's constant distraction and
It's called entropy.
Exactly,
Yeah, that's what
dude.
it's called.
But like to end this off, I want to say thank you to Michael and Teo for allowing me to have this opportunity and to do this podcast. It's a pleasure.
Likewise.
It's been lovely.
Likewise.
And to all the listeners, thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to my bad English. I appreciate it. Is it coming to an end? I feel like it's been a great year with this podcast. So thank you, Michael and Teo, and thank you everyone out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to say the same thing, and we hope that this podcast is going to be in good hands for generations to come.
yeah. Thank you guys and thank you everyone.
And yeah, we're signing off.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Michal Mačinga, it's coming to an end. After Codes, first season, final episode.